Hey, this is Casey with the Real Agents, and we are back again. This week we are going to be talking about inspections and the due diligence process. Unfortunately, Carl Phillips was not able to join us today, so we have Samantha Hardin filling in for Carl today. And as always, we have Joe with us, Joe Eman. Thank you very much. Samantha Hardin, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
So I kind of wanted to kick this off, if you guys don't mind. I've always told my clients that the best money that you will ever spend in real estate is hiring a really good inspector. Joe, what do you think?
No, I agree with you. I think without question, especially on the buyer side, but I'm even starting to incorporate that more going, before we even bring a listing onto the market, just to kind of understand where things are so we can price appropriately with that. So.
Why would you hire a inspector for a listing?
Just to get some things out of the way, so that way we're setting realistic expectations with what the seller may be asked to do, or price accordingly, or just know that we need to put a buffer in there for some possible things that can happen. I think if you go ahead and address those items, though, prior to coming on the market, it's like the equivalent of buying, a certified used car. It's been inspected almost, and people feel better about that and are willing to pay a premium in a lot of cases knowing that. I think they're still going to bring in their own inspector. However, but it gives you something to compare to, and definitely there'll be a lot less things to have to address when a buyer does their inspection as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, if you are representing a buyer in a transaction, what kind of role does the inspection play for you?
It plays a really big role. Of course, every home buyer, one of their biggest fears is, what if I buy this house and it's a lemon, or, I have to do all of this expensive repairs and maintenance after they've bought it. And that's really scary to a lot of people. And so having a good home inspector that is, of course, thorough, but also can understand and explain the difference in something that is immediate and needs fixing now, and versus, okay, this is just going to come along with regular maintenance. Because I have seen inspectors overstep and kind of scare the buyers, and it is important to get the information out.
Yeah.
But, we want to make sure that we're educating people and not just scaring them.
We all have our inspectors that we refer business to because, they're good inspectors and they're going to take great care of our clients. I try and find an inspector when I'm figuring out who I'd like to work with that is, pardon my French, the most anal retentive person I can find on the face of the planet, because I really want them to be detail oriented and tear the house apart about what's wrong with it, because it's protecting my clients on arguably probably one of the most expensive purchases over the course of their lifetime. But I also need to have an inspector that is going to be balanced in how he explains the information to my clients. Is this an issue that needs to be taken care of right now before you purchase the property, or is this something that is going to be an issue 6 years down the road that you can budget for? And it's important to weigh those opinions and give good feedback to the clients.
Absolutely. The communication end of it is critical.
Yes.
I think we've all in the past maybe have worked with an inspector that, they're maybe added fuel to the fire when things weren't. But it's kind of hard to do that. So finding that right balance, I think, is critical. I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah.
I would also like to say that during the due diligence period, the inspection period, that it's really important to me to have the inspector generate a really good report that's well written, that not only explains what the problem is, but also explains how it can be rectified. Because everybody always thinks about negotiating a real estate transaction. And I think when most people think about that, they're thinking about the first negotiation when you're talking about the purchase price and the closing cost. But I think during the due diligence period is a critically important negotiation period, because I've had deals where things will come up on the inspection report, and before you know it, you're talking about between $10,000 to $20,000 worth of repairs at a relatively low price point. This could be at a $300,000 price point. So it's one of those things where having a really great report from the inspector can really be a benefit for having a professional give you an opinion about something that you can use as leverage during those negotiating periods.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to absolutely identify those things, but at the same time, prepare a buyer for what's realistic.
Yes.
And certain price points, yes, these things are going to be done. They're not buying a new house. And it's different if something's priced at the top of the market and they're trying to get top of the market price and their conditions not there. I think definitely you have a lot more room to negotiate in those situations. Absolutely. Yeah.
This has been The Real Agents. Thank you so much for joining us. Please remember to like and subscribe our videos, and if you like the content, please turn on those notifications so you can see when new content is coming up. Every other week we'll be coming with new content, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye.
See ya.